Hello. Yeah, that's it, August. Hello, hello, hello. Hold on, I'm opening the door, baby. Hello, hello. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Hopefully, you all can hear me really clearly. Let me know when you come in whether or not you hear me. My name is Kim. This is Kim After 50, and we are here with our 2K subscriber giveaway. And I'm so late with it because I'm actually at 2,300 subscribers now. Trying to scoot up a little bit so I can be closer to the phone. I'm actually at 2,300 subscribers now, but hey, we can still celebrate, y'all. What Brown say? It's a celebrate. So, thank you so very much for being part of that. Karita, how are you? Let me fix this. For being part of that, thank you so much for being one of my subscribers. If you are watching this in the replay, comment hashtag replay so that I know that you're part of the replay gang. I'm super excited. My friend Siobhan, I'm waiting for her to come on here. She's going to help me with the questions that you all asked. Y'all, some of these questions came from my community tab post where I ask you for questions. Some of these questions came from my personal Facebook page where I ask for questions. And then some of these questions came from a group chat that I'm in where I asked them if you all could ask me anything personally or professionally, what would that be? Because I needed more questions. So I had to go searching and digging, and I had to cast the net out for questions. Let me tell y'all what just happened to me, because I was supposed to be live like Siobhan, like 8 minutes ago? Me and Siobhan hung up the phone and I said, I'm about to go live. I'm sitting in my truck outside my house. I heard something hit the ground over here. Boom. I look over. It's a bald eagle. So I had the windows down. I done rolled that window up. The passenger side window, I had both windows down. The eagle turned around and looked like it was about to fly in the truck. The scream I scrumped. Y'all, I'm so nervous. When I get out of the truck, I'm gonna take a flashlight and see what it dropped. I'm still sitting here a little bit nervous because is it gonna come back for whatever it dropped? I'm still sitting here a little bit nervous. I had to call someone and ask them, like, is this eagle gonna come back for whatever it dropped? They said no, it's probably gonna go back to wherever it got whatever it dropped, because it probably dropped dinner. So I'm a little bit nervous to see what it dropped. But I was sitting here, I said, I'm so happy it didn't happen while I was live. I was sitting here putting the phone in the phone holder so that I could go live. And I heard boom. Oh, I meant to put, so I had to get myself together, right? So I meant to put in the description that I am going to do a giveaway. Only because I do have some things for 2 giveaways that I did that were not claimed. And I was trying to give people time enough to claim them. But after this, when I go edit it, I'll add giveaway to the title. I was trying to give people time to claim them, but y'all, it's been months. And I hate it because one of the ladies, I feel like she was trying to claim it, but I never got her information to mail it to her. But she kept commenting that she kept commenting asking me if I got her information, and I never got her information. So I don't know if she put the email address in wrong. I'm not sure. But so I have those items, and they just been sitting in my office. And so we're going to do a giveaway with them to celebrate our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Woo woo! Hello, hello, hello. So anyway, all right, so we have some questions. I am going to go ahead and, why are these things doing this? We have some questions. I'm going to go ahead and start answering those questions. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them in the comments. And You can ask me anything. I reserve the right to not answer some things, you all, if they're just not appropriate or whatever. But as long as it's, PG-13, I'll answer the question. Okay? So let's go ahead, Siobhan, if you want to drop the first question. I've read all the questions, but they're not stuck in my head. Yeah, I don't really remember. I remember a couple of them because they just happened today. So Siobhan, you want to drop the first question? When y'all come in, please hit the thumbs up the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're actually coming up on my 1-year YouTube anniversary too. In just a few. Okay. So I think my Wi-Fi off. So let me see if that helps. Siobhan, can you let me know if I'm still buffering? I don't see the question. Maybe I have to go in the house. Okay, you see me now? You see me now? Beyond the gate, gatekeepers. Hey, girl. Okay, good. It's getting dark. So let me show you all these giveaway items, okay, that we're going to do. These are from my travels, you all. This is from Puerto Rico. So I'm going to give all these items away. This is from Puerto Rico. A little beach tote, and it has a little zipper compartment. And it says Puerto Rico on there. Was this a giveaway item? I don't think so. This is from when I went to New Orleans. A little "Where have you been, yay, all my life" tea towel. Some beignet mix from New Orleans. I'm trying to get these out of the way and show you these before it gets too dark. A New Orleans magnet. A Coach lanyard for your room key. And some MSC towel clips. All right, I'm gonna put these items back up. There's a watercolor, but I don't feel like that was, what is this? For the giveaway, I don't think so. Oh, and this magnet is from, I think it's from the Dominican Republic. It's a hand-painted magnet. So we're gonna have two winners. One is gonna win the New Orleans items, and the other one is gonna win the MSC Puerto Rico Dominican Republic items. Because that's how they were originally being given away. So thank you so much. Okay, Siobhan said, Pearl Henry asked, how did you start your YouTube channel? What are your very first steps? Did you take any courses? Hold on. Do you have any special equipment such as camera equipment, computer equipment? Okay. So how did it say, how did I start my YouTube channel? How did I start my YouTube channel? I literally just did a video saying, like, introducing myself. And I record on my phone. I do have, hey, Monica Lacey. I do have a DJI Pocket camera. I think I have the 2. Whatever the current version is, I have the one back. I've never used it because I couldn't figure it out, and I wanted as few obstacles in the way as possible for me being able to start my channel. So I didn't want to have to wait until I figured something out. I wanted to do what I knew how to do today. What I knew how to do today was shoot a video from my phone and upload it. Actually took the DJI 2 pocket camera, I think that's what it's called, on my last cruise and never used it because I was like, I'm gonna use this because I paid for it, and never used it. Up until right now, every video I have shot has been on my iPhone. I use Video Leap as my editing software. I want to switch and use CapCut because I've heard great things about CapCut, but I have not switched. I'm still using Video Leap, which I don't think is that great. I think it's very basic. I could be wrong. So I edit my video. I shoot my videos from my phone. I edit my videos from my phone. I upload my videos from my phone. Did I take a course? I did take the beginning of a course. I think the name of the course is YouTube Over 40. If there's anybody on here that has taken that course, please help me with the right name of the course. But it is by two people. They have an Amtrak train channel. They have a cruising channel. They have a travel rewards channel. They have a retirement. I think her name is Allie. I can't think of his name, and her name might not even be Allie. I could be wrong about that. But I took part of that course. I took enough of that course to just give me the confidence to start the channel. My goal is by the end of this year to finish the course because there has to be some good stuff in the rest of that course. Because once I started my channel, I just started making videos. So I'm sure there is some great information that I'm missing out on because I did not finish that course. But Poverty to Paradise also took the course. And If You Seek Amy also took the course. But I just needed enough confidence to start my channel. And once I got the confidence to start my channel, I started my channel and just started making videos. And yeah, so I think it's called YouTube Over 40, but I could be wrong on that. I was about to say something though about that. I can't remember. If it comes back to me, I will say it. I am having a beautiful evening. Thank you so much, Natasha. If you're the things I just showed you, the items that I just showed you, I am doing a giveaway to celebrate 2K. Thank you all so much for 2K. And all you have to do is leave a comment on this video just so I have a way to reply to you and say, hey, you won. So every comment on this video, I'm going to, and be subscribed to my channel. Every comment on this video, I'm going to put into the drawing and I'll be giving away, I'm going to split that stuff in two. One, the New Orleans stuff, the other, the stuff for my MSC cruise, and pick two winners. So, okay, Siobhan, I'm ready for the next question, I think. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Teresa Presley asked, what advice would you have for someone who has never cruised before? What just happened? It just got really dark. I think these lights cut off. Oh no. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Is that what happened? That the lights cut off? Okay. What advice would I have for someone who has never cruised before? I actually did a video series, 4 videos, that kind of broke down my tips for someone who has never cruised before. I'm trying to cut you off, car. But my advice is to watch those videos, but also to book with a travel agent your first time. Can y'all still hear me? And not like a super large travel agent. I would say book with a smaller travel agent, but someone who specializes in cruises, someone who can do a little bit of holding your hand. No one can do a lot of holding your hand, but somebody who can do a little bit of holding your hand because you're going to have questions. Even when you're on the ship, you may have questions, and somebody that you can reach out to, like a person, not just an online entity, um, to get your questions answered. The other thing is to be very familiar with what you legally need to be able to take your cruise. Okay. So if you're cruising with your passport, you got to have your passport, have your birth certificate, the correct government issued birth certificate, and the correct form of government issued ID. Whenever I'm packing for a cruise, whenever I'm leaving and I'm wondering, did I forget something? I always tell myself, you got your passport. Anything else you can survive this cruise without. Like if I forgot, I'm in my truck, Miss Brenda. Like if I forgot my bathing suit cover up, I can survive without that, right? If I forgot my sugar free late night snacks, I can survive without those. But I have to have my passport if I'm traveling with the passport. And if you're traveling with your birth certificate and your ID, have to make sure you have the correct birth certificate and the correct ID. Um, I think having a travel agent, especially when you're new, is so important because you're going to have questions. And if you can possibly take your first cruise as part of a group cruise, that's wonderful. Um, but if not, like I know one time I reached out to Raquel, Major Adventures Travel, while I was on my cruise to because I booked through her a cabin for myself and a cabin for my daughter and my grandboys to see if we could sit together at dinner. And she said, I already linked your cabins together, so they should be seating you together. If I was booking myself, I wouldn't have known how to make that link. I wouldn't have known how to link us together. And so that adds to the things I have to do and know. And now I feel like a cruising expert. I really do. But when I was first cruising, who's an expert when they first start something, right? So have an expert on your team. The travel agent is your expert on your vacation team. And it doesn't cost you anything extra to book with a travel agent. It may even save you money and get you some extra perks. So book with a travel agent. I'm not a travel agent. Um, so that's not why I'm saying that. I'm just saying that because I think that's really good advice for a first time cruiser. Okay, I'm ready for my next question, Siobhan. I hope it doesn't get dark in here. I should have started this earlier. But the eagle, y'all. Besides your family, what makes you work so hard? What within you pushes you? Okay, I saw this question today. This question was asked today. Besides my family, I don't think there is a besides my family, to be honest with you. Because what pushes me is fear of I've been broke. I've been super broke. I grew up, my father was relatively, it's a long story. My father was wealthy. My father was like this, like extreme highs and lows with money and extreme highs and lows. If people think I'm exaggerating when I say this, like making $1 million a year, the next year, our family's on food stamps. The next year, he's back making $1 million, owns multiple Jaguars, Corvettes, Porsche 911. 2 years later, my mom's having to drive taxi cabs to help us make ends meet. Like extreme highs and lows. And then when I had my kids, I was broke. And I just don't want to, I want my children to always be able to come to me and me be able to help them with what they need. And it's a fear. And I do submit that fear to God because I don't want to operate out of fear. But if I'm being honest, I have a fear of not being able to help my kids, of not, I don't know. I can't really explain it because I don't know how rational it is, but I have a fear of my children not being okay, of not being able to provide a home for my children, of not being able to provide safety for my children. And that's what pushes me. And that's what makes me work hard is that fear, which is not a good thing. But that's the honest answer to your question. So, all right, next question, Siobhan. Let's pick this up. Let's get back in a good mood. Let's keep it happy. Karen Parker said, three-part question. Kimberly, love your videos. Thank you, Miss Karen. Why did you choose to homeschool your kids? Was there an issue with your particular school district? Did you have to go through a specific curriculum for your homeschooling versus the actual curriculum in the schools? Why did I choose to homeschool my kids? God told me to. Like, that's the long, well, that's the short story. That's not the long story. God told me to. And at first I was scared because I was like, I dropped out of college. How am I going to homeschool somebody? Um, but then God was persistent and telling me to homeschool my children. At the time, my father was doing really well financially, and I went to him and talked to him about homeschooling my kids, and he said, absolutely, I will support you 100%. Let me know what you need. My father said to me, I don't want my grandchildren in public school anyway, because why are we sending our children to be educated by a system that has an interest in keeping them uneducated? My father was like a Black Panther, Nation of Islam, okay, like that. So he was like, why are we sending our kids to be educated by a system that has an interest in keeping them uneducated? So my brother is a high school teacher. Well, he was a high school math teacher at that time. My sister-in-law was a guidance counselor. Um, my other sister has a master's degree from Harvard. My other sister, she actually has her own private school now. Um, but I just felt like I had enough family support to make it happen. When we first started homeschooling, my kids were like there was one other Black family, and the rest of the hundreds of homeschool families we knew did not look like us. And but before too long, I had a community of support within that community as well. And so I never felt like I was homeschooling alone. Every now and then, y'all see somebody hop on here named Kara. We met through homeschooling, and she's like one of my dearest friends at this point in my life. Um, she is we homeschooled our kids together. We met at the library once or twice a week, and our kids did their schoolwork together. We joined co-ops, which are like groups of other homeschool kids. And at our co-op, there was over 300 kids that took classes together every Friday. We did field trips with other families. The curriculum question, we picked our own curriculum. You don't have to use the curriculum that the school gave you. You didn't then, and you don't now. um I don't know if there was another question. There wasn't anything particularly wrong with the school system where we live. It was just I felt God told me to homeschool, and then my father felt like there was something wrong. Period. And with the public education system, and so he was willing to help. Um, so yeah, so we loved it. Right now, some of my grandboys are being homeschooled, and we had a great homeschool experience. Once my kids got to high school, I gave them the choice, and I said, you can either continue to homeschool, you can go to public school full time, you can go to school part time and homeschool part time, but your education is something you have to live with for the rest of your life, not me. And so college transcripts often determine what happens. I mean, high school transcripts often determine what happens with college. And so I gave them the choice of how they want to do it. Aaliyah went to high school part time for 2 years and homeschool part time. Then the last 2 years, she went to St. Petersburg College, and she graduated with her associate's degree the week after she graduated from homeschool with her high school diploma. Tatiana decided to go to public school full time, and she graduated salutatorian from her high school. Bianca and Maya both decided to homeschool all the way through, but Maya has taken classes also at St. Petersburg College. All right. Cornelia asked 3 questions. What does resilience mean to you now? Hold on. Hold on. Compared to what it meant to you 10 years ago, what's okay? Let me just answer that one. What does resilience mean to you now compared to what it meant to you 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I thought resilience meant I was strong enough, I had it in me to push through and make whatever happen needs to happen. Resilience now means I know how to trust in the Lord, I know how to wait on Him, I know how to curl up in His arms until whatever happens needs to happen. I used to feel like a resilience was a fight. And now I feel like a resilience is more of a posture, and it's a um allowing. I have to work to make things happen, but also allowing grace um and God's mercy um to work themselves out in my life. Does that make sense? So yeah. Hold on. What's one lesson you want your grandchildren to carry in their hearts long after you're gone? Cornelia, these questions are. What's something, Cornelia is a friend of mine. What's something you healed from that you never thought you could? A lesson I want my grandchildren to carry in their hearts long after I'm gone. I was just talking to Siobhan about this. Was it Siobhan I was telling about this? You know how, if anybody else has questions, y'all can ask them too. If you didn't ask them on the post, you can ask them here. You know how in scripture, like the Israelites were like the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, um, what is it? Who was it? Jacob, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. You know how they say that a lot? Like the Israelites, they always refer back to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. I want my children to, I want them to be their God too, but I want them grounded life, retirement, travel. Grounded life puts out the course that I took. That's it. They have a lot of channels. And I think Grounded Life is part of the name of all of their channels. Um, Thank you so much, because I was trying to think of that. Okay, so I want my children to be like, because my mom is saved too, like the God of Kim, the God of Oweda. That's my mom's name. I want to leave that kind of legacy for them where they have seen faith walked out. And I have an issue where I don't like my kids or my grandkids to ever see that anything is wrong. And I'm trying to let that go, because how are they going to see my faith walked out if they don't sometimes see what I'm walking through? You know what I mean? So that's what I want them to carry in their hearts. Like, I want them to think back to, like, I can think back to seeing my mom pray for us. I can think back to my godmother. I can think back to literally seeing her go care for the feet of this old deacon from our church. Like, he had corns and stuff on his feet, and she would go and wash his feet and take care of his toenails. She was not his nurse. Take care of his toenails and do the corns on his feet. And it was just an act of her. She had a servant's heart. And I remember that. I remember my godmother just doing so much to help so many people in our community, in our church. And that legacy will live with me forever. And I want my grandchildren to have that. I want them to carry that. I want them to say, like, I'm not too worried about this, whatever the situation is, because I saw how God worked things out for my nana. I saw my nana walk with God. I saw my nana talk with God. I saw um how um, she lived her life. And so that's what I want them to carry in their hearts, that they'll always be okay, because no matter what it is, no matter how big it is, no matter how small it is, no matter how trivial it is, no matter if they got themselves into that situation, because a lot of times as humans, we're like that. Like, now they want my help, but they got themselves into that situation. No matter if they got themselves into that situation, God cares about it all. God cares about everything concerning them, and I want them to have that knowing. Um, okay, what was the other part of the question? Y'all, I'm trying to talk fast because it's getting dark. Um, Siobhan said, yes, we were talking about that. And the other question is, what's something you've healed from that you never thought you could? Um, mm, okay. y'all know I do not like to ever trauma dump on y'all, right? I've told y'all that before. So I'm trying to think of how to answer this question. I never thought I could heal from my biological mother leaving me. I thought I'd always resent her. When I was 27, I forgave her. Um, for she was dead. She had long since passed away, but she died when I was 14, I think, or maybe 15. I didn't forgive her until I was 27, for abandoning me. And yeah, I'm gonna leave that one right there, okay? Because the other one might go a little bit too deep. The initial first thing that came to my mind might go a little bit too deep. Angela asked, "What would you tell your 25-year-old self about life?" Um, 25. So I had Aaliyah when I was 20. Aaliyah would have been 5. I had Aaliyah and Todd at 25. Um, oh, what would I tell my 25-year-old self? That you're okay. You haven't messed up as badly as you think. Um, I had at 25, I had not divorced my first husband, but I had separated from my first husband. He was physically abusive, and I had these two kids, and I was a single mom, and I thought that I had messed up so bad that I had messed up. My life was too off track to get it back on track. And I would tell myself that you have not messed up so bad that your life cannot turn out amazing. Like, just take one step at a time, girl. You haven't driven your life off into a ditch. It's okay. You'll be okay. You just have to take one step in the right direction and then another one and then another one. That's what I would tell my 25-year-old self because I remember thinking um that I had just messed up too bad. Like, it was over for me basically. And I was just struggling and hoping that my kids could do better than me. And it just was not that bad. It wasn't that bad. All right. So that's what I would tell my 25-year-old self. Is that it, Siobhan? Are those all the questions we have? 7 questions. Lisa asks, how do you stay grounded when life or leadership gets overwhelming? Um, okay. Lisa asked about leadership because we know each other and I operate in a leadership capacity in the way that she knows me. Um, Sometimes I don't. Y'all, the truth of the matter is I drop the ball a lot. Um, God's grace is sufficient. But I drop the ball a lot. And one of my toxic habits or traits or tendencies is when life is hard for me, I just close down. I don't answer the phone. I cancel previous commitments if I possibly can. I just shut all the way down when life gets overwhelming for me. So I don't even know that I necessarily do that well. Um, yeah, I don't even know if I can answer that in any way because I don't think I do a great job at that. Something that my grandmother always told me that I try to carry with me is just do the next right thing. Like, if you can't figure it all out, whatever the next right thing is, just do that. And so sometimes when I get like that, I just say, like, what is the next right thing that I can do today? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't figure this out. I can't solve this. I don't have a solution for this. But what's the next right thing that I can do? And then also, I try to, when I get in a real bad funk, I try to make sure that I do something for somebody else and look outside myself. And I can't remember what the scripture is. If I had my Bible, I could show it to you because it's like highlighted and marked, but it's in Psalms, and it says something like, it's the scripture that got me through 2020. Um, like to live a long life, trust God and do good. says something like that. It's in Psalms. So when I get to where like everything, I'm overwhelmed, too much is going on, I just try to remember to trust God and do good. And so I look for somebody to intentionally do good by. Like there was a time in 2020 where I was super depressed and had a lot of anxiety. And when the Pandora happened, like, y'all, I lost it. I was like in my room, closed off, and couldn't get out of bed a lot of days. And that's when I stumbled upon that scripture, and I started every single day trying to make sure that I did good by somebody that day. So like I would literally scroll Facebook, and if I saw somebody say, these are two examples I just remember happening. One of them was a friend of mine's granddaughter wanted an American Girl doll, or either she wanted an American Girl doll for her granddaughter, and I went and ordered the American Girl doll and just sent it to her. And then another one was somebody posted that I didn't even know, posted on Facebook, my phone is off, don't call me, text me here on Facebook or something like that. And I messaged them and said, how much is your phone bill? And I paid her phone bill. I'm not saying this to say like I'm this wonderful giving person. I am a pretty generous person, but at that point I was just trying to trust God and do good. And so it's still something that when it's too much and I feel overwhelmed, um and I feel a little bit like not feeling like I want to feel, I just try to remind myself to trust God, and then I try to find a way to intentionally, purposefully do good. Um, how do you keep your faith, purpose, or oh no, how do you keep your faith, purpose, or motivation strong when things get hard? Just what I just said, Siobhan, the same thing. When things get hard, I just try to special nurse. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Is it still going in and out? Hold on, let me try something. I just try to trust God and do good. All right, Siobhan, is that it? So special nurse said I'm going in and out. And I kind of think I am because I kept seeing the numbers drop down and come back up. Oh my goodness, how do I make tough decisions when the outcome affects many people? Um, Prayerfully, but I'm also not good at making decisions. I'm very indecisive and I struggle mightily with making a decision. And especially being single right now and going through what I've gone through the last year, I feel like I have decision fatigue where I'm tired of making choices. Um, but I just try to make them prayerfully and know that I cannot mess up so bad that God can't fix it. So like even if I choose wrong, God can still handle that. Last three. What advice would you give another woman who's afraid to start over? How did you find the courage to live life on your own? What has traveling taught you about yourself? What would I tell another woman who's afraid to start over? That you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And that people will come along your journey, like you dropped some people off in the last leg of your journey, right? But there will be other people that come along in the next leg of your journey to walk that leg of your journey with you. You're not doing it by yourself. I think the second question was, how did I find the courage to start over? I ain't had no choice. I didn't have any choice. I had to start over. So it wasn't necessarily courage, it was necessity. Um, and what have I learned from traveling? I'm going to do a whole video about what I've learned from traveling because this last year of cruising has taught me so much. But I will sum it up by saying I can do hard things and I can shift and pivot, and um, I'm okay all by myself. All by myself. I'm okay all by myself. I love being with other people, but I am perfectly okay all by myself. All right. So that is it. That's all. I think I'm cutting in and out. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for 2,300 subscribers. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it so much. This channel has been such a huge part of my next leg, right? And so many of you have just come alongside of me. And I know most of you all I have not met, but in my mind, you all are walking this next leg of the journey with me, and your support means so much. That's okay, Amy. Your support means so much. And yeah, I hope to one day meet you. But even if we never meet face to face, just us being YouTube friends means the world to me. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I will see you all on the next video. Hopefully, one day at sea or somewhere else down the road. Bye bye.